Hello.
Coach,
How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Excited about talking
I'm
about
dialing in.
CKGP.
Yeah, I'm dialing in from London. Just did the Blockworks Digital Asset Summit, which was pumping.
Nice. Yeah, the market's still good. I think a lot of people are a little bit scared, but you know, done pretty well, I think.
Yeah, we bounced back. Awesome. Well, excited to kick this off. I like to move on time for all the people that have taken time out of their day. Where should we get started? Do you want to kick off? And I think we just had a little bit of a format. You're going to just give a quick overview of what
Yeah,
you're doing and how that works, and I'll do the same, and then we can jam a bit more about the products.
absolutely. So, I'm hosting, so I think most people or some people will know who I am already. Been in crypto 10 years, advising projects since 2017. Done projects such as Cornucopia, Cethernity, Gunzilla, etc. As an advisor and helped build out some new tokenomic models that we're using now in the industry. And yeah, obviously, many people know me as a trader. And yeah, well, basically a very successful trader who does long-term baskets, which make it easy to kind of follow along and give people kind of a idea of what they can look at to start. And yeah, so that's basically it. And then obviously we're here today to discuss the CKGP, which is basically
Mm.
a basket. Which if anyone's followed my list, you see that I've made baskets for AI, DeFi, etc. So I figured, you know what, let's start off with the gaming basket. Let's look at projects that have, a lot of their tokens out or all their tokens out, established more, and then maybe adding on some new projects that'll be launching into the future. So that's
Yeah.
basically kind of what we're going to discuss. So Julian, I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and talk about a
Yeah.
little bit about how you saw. Yeah.
Yeah, hi to everyone that doesn't know us yet. I'm co-founder, CEO of IkeSwap. We were the first builders in the RWA space in Asia. So we started in 2018. Our sister platform, InvestorX, is licensed in Singapore with one of the first broker-dealer exchange licenses for real-world asset tokens. But in 2021, Coach was one of our advisors and investors in our project. And in 2021, 3 years ago, we were looking at the RWA space, and there was no liquidity solution. So we looked at the crypto space, and if you dial back to 2017, 18, in the pre-Uniswap days, there was a situation where you had like 10 of the biggest crypto. I simplified discussion. You had 10 of the biggest cryptos on Binance and Coinbase. They could pay $1 million listing fee. Life was great. But for 10,000 altcoins, they just sat on listing boards of these dexes, and that's really what they were. There was no liquidity there, but that was the venue. So the development of the automated market maker, which is what Uniswap is famous for, as well as PancakeSwap, etc. And to boil that down, it was a system that allowed anyone with two cryptocurrencies to start a liquidity pool, and that saw zero to hero in terms of providing these solutions to crypto. So the reason I bring that up is because that's what IkeSwap is. It's the Uniswap for real world asset tokens. So we looked at the real world asset market. We thought it's going to be much bigger than the crypto market because there's much more assets. Most of these assets are unique. They are not exchange traded characteristics. They're not big enough. There's not enough price discovery. But what if we could build a system that allowed anyone with a real world asset token to come along and start their own liquidity pool? So that's kind of the innovation of IkeSwap. And in that journey, the difference is we've got some licenses behind it: securities licenses, broker dealers, and custodies. Because Uniswap can't do real world asset tokens because they don't have any licenses. So that was the platform development. And what's happened over the last 12 months, 18 months has been quite exciting. The development of the space has really accelerated in the last 12 to 18 months. And again, most people hear of RWA, they think it's new. It's not new. It started 5 years ago. It was just called something else. It was called security tokens. And so what happened over the last 12 to 18 months is we had this, at the end of the, and what you happened in like and the DeFi meltdown a couple of years ago, and hundreds of billions of dollars are sitting in stable coins and they're earning zero yield. So what people started doing was, and as these money markets and treasuries started, the interest rates were so high, they started tokenizing financial instruments like money market fund and treasuries. So people who didn't want to come out of crypto could actually earn a yield. So, and then during that last 12, 18 months, for somehow the industry rebranded itself, calling itself real world asset tokens from security tokens. But what it really was important, because it brought all the crypto and the DeFi guys to the table, they could actually see the use case for this. And now it's like, what else is going on? Real estate, startups, tokenized funds, etc. So yeah, we're excited here to come today to talk about the product that we're doing with Coach. And this is truly kind of groundbreaking stuff. This is the most exciting RWA product I've ever seen. And I've seen thousands over the last couple of years. And one of the points to all of this is that IXSwap is also allows everyone to invest. So most RWA platforms don't have licenses, and most of them only allow accredited and institutional investors. We allow everyone with $1. You don't need to be accredited; you just need photo ID. So with all that in mind, we brought these products to the table, working with Coach here. What's valuable, I think, when you think about what the point of this is, Coach has been around for a long time. The whole space, especially early stage projects, getting access to them is extremely difficult. And Coach gets access to them because he is what he is what he does for a business. And I think it's really interesting, as you said, these baskets of goods. I think GameFi is super exciting. If you just go, I was in Korea a couple of months ago, like it's insane, the appetite for gaming. But I don't know anything about it. So this was, I think, a fantastic way to access, early stage deals. Someone who does this all day long, I don't have time to go and read 400 white papers and do all that research. But just as exciting, the investors they'll be investing USDT. They're going to be sent a real world asset token. And also, one of the huge value propositions here is we create a liquidity pool immediately after funding closes. So you'll be able to buy and sell and trade your real world asset token, which will be basically a share of this kind of fund structure. So I've been rambling a bit too much, but that's kind of where we're at. And I'll pass it back to you, Coach, talk a little bit more about GameFi and what you're going to do with this investment.
Yeah, so basically, we were talking about, obviously you've seen my baskets and the things that I've been doing, and they've been doing really, really well. And, I figured, GameFi is usually something that gets us moving at the start of the cycle. So we usually see a ton of movements, and, and that's like one of the first things that starts because everyone understands how to play games. Everyone plays games. So I think, looking at projects that have been out for a while, like the Illuviums, the Wilder Worlds, the Victoria VRs, the Myrias, the Corpros, the Galas and the Big Times and all these big games that actually have vested all their tokens. There's no more VC dumping. Like that's really a major factor of how I choose to put a basket for all my baskets. It's, do they have a lot of tokens coming out still? Are they vesting those tokens? If they're not vesting the tokens and they bottomed out and are starting to come back, this is kind of where we want to start looking at making a basket of those types of assets. And obviously, there's lots of new games coming out, right? There's Godzilla and Summoner's Arena, Game On, Imaginary Ones, Ready Games, Avalon. There's like tons and tons of stuff coming. So, basically the idea of this, this type of fund would be that you don't have to know what to invest into. You just kind of go, this looks like a really good basket. And, you would just basically put capital in and that would give you access to all those tokens and you wouldn't have to manage them. So it makes your life easier. A lot of people have asked me to do this before, but I never really had a structure and I didn't really want to go about doing everything myself. And this kind of made it so I could do what I think is really a benefit for me, because if it makes me focus on what I'm good at, then I don't have to spend time on like all the other stuff that usually comes with a fund, which has been something that has turned me off from actually running one in the past. So yeah, basically that's kind of the idea of what it is. And our RWA means real world assets, right? So anyone who doesn't know what that means, it's basically like anything that like real estate or watches or wine or anything like that can be rolled asset. And what IX Swap actually lets people do, I told everyone this from the start. It's basically like the Uniswap, what Uniswap did for tokens, it's doing for securities, which will bring liquidity to the STO and RWA markets, because that's been really the crux of all the problems. And I mean, BlackRock coming out yesterday and basically saying that tokenize everything is going to be a big thing. I think it's really, really important for us to like kind of start diving into that a little bit more, because I think it's going to be a big narrative. Maybe not this cycle, maybe this cycle, but the big narrative will come within this cycle or next cycle. But it's definitely something that people should be focusing on.
Yeah, I think you highlight a couple of things. So just on the actual kind of the play, like for those that I'm sure there's a very wide range of experience in this AMA in terms of maybe someone owns a Bitcoin and maybe someone else owns 500 tokens. It is a serious amount of time and effort and energy to roll into new projects. That's what I think, as you said, one of the key benefits, apart from all the intel you get and finger on the pulse with it all, is like I'm getting a gaming basket and that's it. I'm just buying one thing. Don't have to deal with any of it. Wallets, new protocols, everything. As well as like, I'm not a trader, so like I don't know when to sell as many of the others do. Everyone's hoping so. And you've been around now cycle after cycle. So I think what is interesting and what is valuable from a structural perspective is, well, first of all, you can invest in this product, and we're not promising what volume of liquidity, but there'll be liquidity on IX Swap, so you can actually sell out of it. This is like truly game changing. Like a traditional, let's just call it VC fund. I like to pick on VC funds. It's actually data driven. Somewhere between 15 and 17 years is the average time investors are stuck in venture capital funds, which is just insane. Now we're saying, the day after funding finishes, you can trade, right? And that's going to be magical. And what was really interesting in the last, so we put up 6 or 7 pools on IX Swap, and these are the very first liquidity pools for RWA in the history of planet Earth. What was super interesting so far, and hopefully continues, is the secondary trading of real world assets historically and generally speaking, or at least the general perspective, is you need to offer a big discount if you want to sell out of something that's kind of illiquid. What we've shown on our pools is that with liquidity and secondary trading, the actual value of the assets has gone up multiple times what the last NAV is, the last in brackets real pricing was. So that and what we've been doing at IX Swap the whole time is trying. We've been building towards DeFi and crypto, building towards the user experience of DeFi, which is why IX Swap looks and feels exactly like Uniswap, because I think that's a beautiful UX UI and all the swaps fairly similar, and looking for the most exciting and interesting assets. And why this will go down in history when we look back at this as a groundbreaking type of project. The products over the last couple of years, to put it plainly, have been very boring and unattractive. In 2018 to 2021, you had people in the STO space tokenizing real estate, tokenizing whatever, but they all just thought it was a money grab because that's how it works in crypto. You just put a token up and money falls out of the sky. Most of them failed, and a lot of people were just pretending to build on blockchain. So a lot of people had private chains, which to me it's not blockchain, that's just a private database. And we built our platforms from day one on public rails, because that's the whole point of blockchain and connecting with all the other digital assets. So the architecture of IX Swap is token to token, like crypto to real world asset or stable coin to real world asset token. There's no paper, there's no bank accounts, and it's amazing. So I think ultimately what we're going to do with this is, get it up and running. There's been some great demand for coming into this, and of course it's a first. So once I think a little bit further down the line, once we've made some investments with this, and you'll see the trading of the platform, we'll be rolling out, as you said, other thematics, DPEN, whatever, maybe even a crazy meme coin fund.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. And you've always been supportive of the project, but also you're one foot on both sides. Like, crypto is great and awesome, but there's also this enormous real world asset space. And what is, right now, again, like just re-emphasizing the fact that like we've suffered as an industry from people pretending to be doing stuff, and then also regulation and heavy lifting and confusion and all this kind of stuff. We've now got the infrastructure, and we've now got a new world of people actually everyone from Larry Fink who's shilling tokenization like nobody's business now. And that's amazing. That's great. So these products and these are the types of assets. They are, again, like seeing nearly every single offering in the last couple of years. This is by far and away like the most exciting stuff. And again, it goes back towards crypto investing, but you're getting a real world asset token to represent and all the good stuff that you mentioned about not dealing with it all, but also having a diversified play. So yeah, really excited by this, and keen to see it in action.
Yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't surprise me to see ETFs that are doing baskets in the future either. So this would just be kind of the first one. It won't be an ETF, but it will be very similar to what they would do with an ETF, which is go on your TD Ameritrade, pick the gaming or the DPIN or the AI baskets,
Yep.
and you basically click and buy. And that's kind of the concept here. It's very simple,
Yep.
easy for anyone to do, and that's kind of that's what the whole point is that if it's easy for you to do it and you don't really know and you've seen track records of certain people, then it's really easy for all of us to go, wait, well, coach has shown cycle after cycle that he's obviously doing extremely well in the space. Posted on January 2023 my list. That list is up an average of 400% across all the portfolio. So these types of things are what people really want. An average investor who's looking at RWA type stuff in the traditional markets is looking for 10%. They're not looking for 100%. I've been beating that type of number forever in crypto. So there's lots of opportunity. And like when we're talking about how the fund works, it's very simple. Like you go on the platform and you just put capital in, right? Like maybe you can explain a little bit more the step by step.
So we've been able to secure the licensing ability for all investors. So unfortunately, if you're American, you're not allowed. But go talk to Gary Gensler about that. But everyone in the rest of the world can register. It's just a two-step process. Photo ID. You don't have to show any net worth, so it's not accredited in institutional investors only. We're going to be saying a lot more about this from a platform perspective, because again, the degens are out there pumping utility tokens of real world asset like Ondo token and checks, whatever. Those platforms are only for accredited institutional investors. The degens can't even buy the assets, but most of them don't even know that because they haven't even tried, because they're not interested in those assets, not interested in 5% treasury bills, or that's just not what they're keen to. So back to the platform, simple KYC process, which now is even less, I would say, a KYC headache than even standard cryptocurrency exchanges now. So basic KYC, and then you get set up, you plug in your wallet. I think this deal's priced in USDT. And you're sending 1,000, 100. You can do them dollar, by the way. We've made it. You can put one USDT into the deal. I don't think it's really worth doing $1. But again, that's the value proposition. How do we truly kind of democratize these investments, put them on the right rails, i.e. public chains, and make it as easy to buy and sell as cryptocurrency, and then create the platform with a liquidity solution. So instead of 10, 15-year holds, it could be 10 days or 2 days. So once you've registered, you've got your wallet, you've funded it with whatever the currency is. I think some of the pools we've got on the platform are actually priced in IXS. So I mean, our goal from a platform perspective is to drive as much use case for our own token. There'll be what's also exciting about this is we'll be doing the first RWA airdrop. So if you think about staking and farming and whatever the new name is for put in some token, get some more token, of the same token back. That has proven to work in the short term, and then it completely implodes because you've just got all these people getting more of your tokens, and of course, as soon as they get them, they try and dump them. I think in this market now, where people are like super short term, and no one's even generally even caring about tokenomics or anything, it's interesting. I think from that perspective that we've got we've got a situation now where you can stake IXS tokens and you get airdrop the RWA token, as in like that's the reward. So it's actually deflationary for IXS, and it brings this entirely new value proposition. So and because we've got the licenses and the tech, we can actually do that. So there's a few other exciting stuff coming down the pipeline on the platform. But yeah, once you've registered once, any of those tokens that are on the platform, you can go and buy them. Ultimately, the goal is that at one point it will be a similar situation like the cryptocurrency markets, where you've got your startup RWA and your real estate, and you can actually trade them between each other. We're not there yet as an industry, but we're certainly moving kind of in the right direction. And I think that this is like what I'd say to everyone who's listening. You only truly learn if you put some skin in the game. In this world, blockchain, RWA, even all the other crypto stuff, you've got to take that effort, put some time in, get registered, get a wallet, put $1 in, see how it works, fill it out, and if you like it, you go again. And then this is like early technology marrying the entire private markets. And if you think back to the history of capital markets, every single significant explosion of value was created when new technology married the marketplace. What are two of the best examples? You mentioned one already. The first one I would say is like electronic trading, right? When you can buy a stock on your phone or your laptop, which wasn't possible before. It used to be down in the stock exchange, everyone's yelling at each other, writing sales and buys on pieces of paper. That was how it used to work. And then once we got electronic trading, the whole world could access, the markets exploded in value. The other one that's a really great example and very relevant to this product even is the development of the ETFs. So I think it was 1989, as the very first ETF structure, and it was considered a failure at the time, actually. So they raised $6 or $8 million, but they probably spent that just trying to get it set up. But now, if you look around the world, the ETFs as an industry is like a $7 trillion asset class. So that again is like a new system, a new structure. That's why the crypto, I believe, as many do, that we're at the start of an insane bull market because of the development of the ETFs for Bitcoin. Everyone, like millions of people, can now just buy it in their apps, their interactive brokers apps, and like it's just as easy to buy and sell. And even at this conference, which is an institutional kind of digital asset summit, there's so many discussions about people who know huge money that have just been waiting for ETFs. Love Bitcoin, great, don't want to deal with it. Now I can just go buy it. So, same for this real world assets and the play that we're making here and the future products coming down the pipeline. It's like, if you can just easy click buy, transparent trading, volume's going to increase. That's just a guaranteed. So yeah, there's a few things to digest there, but I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, basically what this is a simple way for you guys to not have to choose and go into scam meme coins and all that kind of stuff that happens regularly. This is where you can kind of be a little bit more hands off, and it's decentralized. You're the one holding your own RWA assets. So it's not like anyone's truly controlling everything that you have. It is a fund structure, but it's more of a decentralized fund structure. And the real key piece is that, you're not having to choose. You're going with someone like myself who's buying those assets already and saying, hey, like, this is a great basket for gaming. This is a great basket for AI. This is a great basket for DeFi. This is a great basket for DPIN, right? And you can kind of choose all of them or choose one of them or choose a few of them, right? So it gives you the freedom to be able to, participate in the market with less knowledge. And I think that this cycle is going to bring a lot of people who don't have a ton of knowledge about crypto. And this is the type of way to like basically get involved. And even at a small, like you're saying, Julian, like you can put in a couple $100 just to see how it works out. You don't have to go all in. You don't have to go crazy. Just let you try and see. And like once you see that things work and maybe you make a little bit of money, you might be more interested in this space. It's what brings most people into crypto is they make a little bit of money and they're like, wow, this is really awesome. And it kind of makes you kind of commit a little bit more time to learning about it and educating yourself. So yeah, basically that's
Yeah,
what it is. So you kind of want to
that's
break
right.
that down. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I said um, a lot of the work that the team's been doing, every day for many years here was like, how do we like speculation is key to getting interested people, right? If Bitcoin had never got past $100, we wouldn't be on this call. We'd be working somewhere else, right? And
Yep.
same for the meme coins and all that, which is fantastic. It's needed. It's how humans operate. And what we're doing with our products and our platforms and working with guys like you in the industry, like we took a very different path to many people in the STO RWA path. And that path was, if you really want to do something different and have a 10x, 100x experience, if you will, then we want to be launching real world asset tokens with the same DNA as cryptocurrency, in the same excitement, yes, hype that you see in token projects, cryptocurrency projects, ICO projects, influencers, marketing, excitement, prices moving, liquidity pools, all that kind of stuff. So that's how we have been looking at it. And that's why it's starting to, you can see the traction, the working on the platform where an RWA token that, for argument's sake, is worth $1, as in that's what the last value was the company said they were, and it's trading at $8 or $10 because there's liquidity, there's excitement, people can get access to this as well. So it's and then the beauty of it all is when you boil it all down, if you can get RWA tokens that you're investing into kind of pumping, right, on a valuation, and unlike crypto, there's actually something there. Like there's actually a real value underneath because at the end of this period, whatever, you've raised $1 and you're giving back $3 or $2 of profit. So that's why I think it's going to be interesting times as we kind of roll this out, because it's like if you can get the same benefits of crypto and then you can also get the benefit of having an equity share, that's going to be game changing. And I think that we're excited to sort of get this off the ground. And again, I'd encourage everyone to just get started. We've made it as easy as possible, as light as possible. There's been hours and hours and months and years of work behind that to get it to that level. And now I'm putting money into this so the co-founders of the team on our side as well, because I want to be involved in GameFi and I don't have any time. And I can validate personally Coach's track record, because as we started thinking about this a while ago, I went and invested into a bunch of tokens from a bunch of different KOLs and traders in the space to see if how they went. So then I'm confident that he's running this project. I'm in a bunch of those tokens. Yeah, 400% sounds about right. I think some of them are even more than that. Maybe one or two are less, and it's done very well. Yeah, the market's been doing well, but like here we go now. Still think we're just at the beginning and scratching the surface of this bull market. So yeah, it's exciting to be able to have a baskets of goods without having to deal with it. And that is one of the key benefits. So yeah, all right. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
No, I think there's a couple of questions. So if you guys have questions,
Okay.
I see me, Ray, and Divine Love. So we'll go to me, Ray, and then go to Divine Love. And if you have questions, you guys just have to click on the microphone and request to speak, so that we can clarify anything if you have any of those questions. So we'll start with me, Ray. Cool. Let's see if you're here. Still connecting. Hello.
I can hear you. I can't hear them.
Yeah, I think it's not connecting with them. All right, let's try Divine Love. See if that works. Spaces is having issues. So if you guys are listening, you can click on speaker. Yeah, there we go. Divine Love, you're there. You click on the mic and you can speak.
I could even write them down if there's a.
Yep.
Oh.
Hello,
Oh, I saw
Divine.
one here.
I
think
see
just
I see them on. Click on the little microphone, and then you'll be able to speak. It's got you on mute right now. Oh, maybe not. Okay.
I think I see a question. I think I was told. I think the password for Zilly Task is CKGP, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
For anyone that's asking.
Yeah, go do those tests. Get involved. It'd be great. Okay, so I don't think they're going to speak. So yeah, I guess we can wrap up here. I think this is pretty. This gave everyone
Awesome.
a pretty good viewpoint as to what we're doing here, and if they have any questions, there's the comments that you guys can leave below. You just ask us any questions, and we can clarify for you. But yeah, thank you so much, Julian, for coming. You guys, if you have any questions, again, hit us up. Let us know what you need, and we'll answer those questions for you. But yeah, the CKGP is one of the first, and if you're really excited about it, let's do it. Oh, JMO, okay, we'll give you one chance here, there, bud. Hopefully you can get on and speak, and then we'll go after this question. It seems
Spaces
like
is having
as soon as Spaces is having. Yeah. Jay, click on the microphone and you'll be able to speak. It's got you on mute right now. No.
Okay. Well, look. Maybe we wrap it up again. I think the password was CKGP for all the people who are asking on the channel. Thanks for taking the time, Coach. Great to catch up. Looking forward to kicking this off. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.